Hello, welcome to Kingdom Cooking. I am your cooking and host, Romel Moore. Remember, Jesus said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed out of the mouth of God. The purpose of this program is to give you a great recipe along with an encouraging word from God. Today, we're going to be making Korean spicy salmon. Now, you can substitute this with canned tuna if you like, but I'm going to be using salmon today. All right. The word we're going to be coming with today is from 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. It reads, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So we're going to be talking about the importance of studying and knowing the word, which in return helps you know God on your own. Okay? Because we're dealing with a lot of deception in these days. So it's important that you know God and you know his word independently of anything or anyone else. All right? Okay, so I've already cut up our veggies. Now, we're using 4 jalapeno peppers. We're using a whole bundle of scallions or spring onions. We're using, if you have one big white or yellow onion, we're cutting half of that up. Okay. We're using 6 cloves of garlic chopped up. If you I have a red and green pepper here. And what else do we have? If you have serrano peppers, you can use a few of those also. All right. So these are the veggies I already have cut up. Now, we're getting ready to do the sauce. I want to do the sauce in front of you because that's important. All right. We're going to start with 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. Okay. This also requires, you can use fish sauce. I don't like fish sauce. It's too loud. It's too pungent. And the aftertaste doesn't leave. So I don't use fish sauce, but you can use, if you're going to use fish sauce, it would require 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Here we go. Okay. Now I have red pepper flakes here. You can use what's called Korean crushed peppers. I just took some your regular container of red pepper flakes and I blended it and crushed it a little bit more, make it a little finer. Okay, we're using about 4 tablespoons of that. 1 tablespoon of sugar. I normally don't use white sugar at all. And this particular brown sugar is coconut sugar. All right, what else we got? 2 tablespoons of sesame seed. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, and we're gonna, some nice cracked black pepper. This will come out to about 1 teaspoon. Okay, let's mix that up. Oh, that smells good. Look at that there. Okay. All right, now we're getting ready to put everything. I'm just going to put it directly in the pot that we're going to cook in. Okay. And so I'm using, you can use between 30 and 36 ounces of tuna or salmon that you prefer. So I'm going to use 30 ounces of my canned pink salmon. And you want to use the tuna or salmon that has oil, not the fresh water, okay? Because we need the oils. All right, so I'm going to put these in here. rid of these cans. Now, because I use the smaller cans of salmon, that means it's going to pack more oil compared to if I'd had two 16 or 18 ounce cans. So I discarded a little bit of the oil because it's going to be more because it had more containers. Okay. Now, we want to add our chopped up garlic. This is about 6 cloves of garlic. Add that in there. Now our onions. Yeah, there we go. Good. My scallions. Spring onions here. Get all of those in there. And our other peppers. Now, as you can see, I have 3 eggs here. At the end, we're going to fry, like individual fry, not scramble, 3 eggs, and we're going to serve that on top. However you like your egg, over easy, fried hard, that will be served on top. Okay. Next, we're just going to add our sauce. Okay. So this is going to be left over. We're going to put like 3 tablespoons of water in here. Switch that around. We're going to use that water to get the leftover sauce that we have. All right. Okay, so we got it all done. Now what we're going to do, you don't want to just mix it up real tough. Just kind of just lightly. Actually, don't mess with it too much. You know, it's going to break up on its own. Don't mess with it too much. We're going to put this directly on the fire and bring it to a nice simmer. Okay, so we got this on our eye now, and we're just going to allow this to come to a simmer. Let it all blend in together. So let me just take a few minutes to finish the exhortation for today. So it's important, that we know God for ourselves. That separates us and keeps us from falling under the seduction and deception of the spirit of religion. It keeps us from being seduced by just going to church and, as one pastor put it, doing spiritual gymnastics. And you won't get caught up in believing that doing religious acts is giving you credit with God. It'll deliver you from believing that going to a physical building is what God requires. And so it's important that we know God for ourselves. And you only know God as much as you know his word. He reveals himself through his word. And we only able to understand the word as the Holy Spirit, who is the teacher, reveal it to us. So it is important that we go to a Bible believing church. It's important that we have true Christian friends. It's important that we have pastors who have God's heart. But more important than all of that, it starts that way because we know nothing about God. We know nothing about the kingdom or spiritual things. So we need people we actually trust and depend to lead and guide us. But there's going to come a time where God requires you to know the word for yourself. He requires you to study to show yourself approved. That's when your eyes will be open and God will be able to decipher bad theology, incorrect teaching, false doctrine from you. And you'll be able to decipher it because the Holy Spirit will show you on your own. He will teach you how to study the word. He will show you and separate light from darkness and falsities and false doctrines and fads of our religious day. And you have to know him for yourself. And so I want to exhort you concerning that especially realizing we are in an age of deception. You can't even turn on the news. You're not going to get the truth. You're not going to get really what's on the record. It is 100% paid for by those who are in power, great, powerful corporations. It's so politically divided that you have to find independent sources just to get the daily news. But more importantly, it's more important to have the spirit of truth, because he is the greatest lie detector, whether it's in relationships, when it comes to the word, when it comes to current events and world affairs. The Holy Spirit is the one who ultimately is our greatest protection. All right. So as you can see, it's coming to a nice simmer here. And you just want to lightly move it around. Okay. Don't be too aggressive with it. Isn't that beautiful? There we go. I'm just breaking up the tuna a little bit, but keeping everything in place. There we go. Oh yeah. Smells good. Those colors and flavors. Okay. All right. So we're going to let this simmer a little bit more. And I said tuna, I meant pink salmon. All right. We'll let that simmer a little bit more. Then we're going to put the top on and let it simmer even more. Okay, so you want this to have a nice simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, and we're going to lightly just blend it in a little. Break up the chunks of tuna. You don't even have to break it all the way up. You can keep it, kind of lumpy if you like. So I'm gonna mix it in a little bit. Just don't be too aggressive. All right, I'm gonna be serving this with rice. So my rice is just about done. All right, that's good. Now we want to cover it and put it on a low simmer for about another 10 minutes. All right, look at that, we good to go. That look marvelous. Okay, so I have the rice ready. I'm going to turn that off. I've already fried my egg. We're just going to scoop this right in there. Don't that look good? I'm going to add my egg. There we go. Bon appetit. Korean spicy salmon. Don't forget, Jesus said, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. Let's taste. It's spicy, but it's not too hot. This is so packed with flavor and delicious. I need to get right to it. God bless you. Hope you enjoy it.